Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Alex Dworkin, and I'm a managing partner at 40 Capital. If you're not familiar, we specialize in one-of-a-kind mathematical work and timing work that allows us to predict the stock market and individual stocks with great accuracy. Let's put it that way. On multiple time frames and on almost all stocks, markets, commodities, currencies, etc. I personally believe our work is very similar to what Jim Simmons was able to accomplish at Renaissance Technologies. I will include a couple of links in a video description if you want to jump down that rabbit hole. Look at our calculations, look at our proof, look what kind of math and timing parameters we use. Otherwise, it's just going to take too much of a time here. What I wanted to do today is look at another stock that we analyzed this week. That looks very interesting. It has been in the news recently. UnitedHealth Group, as is evident from the chart. Let me actually minimize this and look at this chart that is a little bit better. So as is evident, the stock has collapsed quite significantly over the last couple of months. And it presents a wonderful buying opportunities, we believe, because it represents a significant move down between a major cycle top and a major cycle bottom here. What we typically like to call as a fast move. So this is definitely a fast move. And according to our work, it is soon going to bottom. And once it bottoms, then it's going to run up quite significantly. So we're going to talk about all of those things today. Yeah, so let's basically start. Here's what I wanted to show you. Let me pull up this chart that I was looking at before. So we use a number of timing parameters, and we calculate the stock market in three-dimensional space or individual stocks. And this is what you see on the screen. So let me zoom in here for a second and explain what you're looking at. Okay, that's good enough. So what you're looking at from a timing perspective here is you're looking at a major top that occurred right here, and major composite cycle top, as we talk about, and the stock is declining into this major composite cycle down. So there are typically multiple up and down composites running in any given stock or any given market. So this is just one representation of it, but it's very clear in terms of identifying what's happening right here to this particular stock. This is what we call fast mover. Once again, it's there's a section in our work that concentrates on fast movers, and this is a textbook example of a fast mover. We have a major cycle top here, we have a major cycle bottom here. There isn't a lot of time between them, and that typically means it's not a requirement, but that typically means there's a significant move either up or down between these 2 points in any given stock. Now, sometimes it does develop, sometimes it doesn't, but in this particular case, it has most definitely developed. So what we're looking at right now is a major bottom that will be associated with this major cycle bottom. As you can see, it arrives on May 8th, but this particular powerful cycle is a multi-year cycle, so it typically has a certain range of variance associated with it. Typically, in this particular case, probably plus or minus 2 months. Okay, so we are definitely within the range of this cycle. And then the other primary timing tool that we use is these cycle clusters. Once again, I'm not going to go into detail of how we use them, but basically the more cycles associated with any particular stock or the market that arrive at the same time, they kind of cluster together. That's what we call the high the probability of a turning point. Okay, so in this situation, we're looking for this major bottom, and then we're looking for a major cycle cluster that arrives around this date, and it arrives on June 15th. So that typically means that this is going to be a very important time turning point for this particular stock. So now we have to determine exactly where the stock is going to bottom, and let me show you some very cool and interesting stuff. So as I mentioned earlier, and as you can see in the document, we basically calculate the stock market in three-dimensional space, and you can see how we do that. But basically, we can use prior moves to project future direction and future moves or future areas where any particular stock is going to bottom. So in this particular situation, it has identified these two regions as the bottoms for this particular stock, especially if we consider the timing point that we're working with. So as you can see, this point is 200 and let's say $230 plus or minus $15 margin of error associated with this. It came close. This data is a little bit off. It didn't pick up on the actual bottom, but it came very close. I think it bottomed so far at about $248 a share, but this range is a little bit lower. This range is the range that is associated with the time turning point that I just showed you. So we anticipate a significant bottom here, and then, or here, if it breaks below this level, and then the recovery will start. So let me remove actually these points and show you the kind of recovery that we anticipate going forward. So let me remove this one. We are essentially projecting into the bottom completion point of what the upcoming move is going to be. And once again, our calculations behind the scenes in multidimensional space allow us to project where that move is going to take us. Let's see, what did I do wrong here? Let me show you one more time. Okay, here we go. So for example, if we bottom at about let's be a little bit more careful here. Let's say we bottom at around $225 a share, which is within that range that I showed you. Basically, what the calculations project is that the stock is going to go to at least this level. So as you can see, $900, $850, $900 a share, at least. And the question becomes when. It is indeed a very good question. So let's go back to the other chart and make that determination. So the next possible top for the stock arrives in this region around February of 2027 or this region. So if we're not reaching into that target area by February of 2027, that means that we'll eventually reach that region by 2029. But either way you look at it, if we do go from the low that we just projected to the top that we just projected, that's going to be at least a 200-300% increase in the stock price. Very interesting situation. We did issue a trading recommendation on the stock. We actually not going to trade it based on our actual targeting, but we're going to wait for a technical trigger to confirm this particular forecast, because it is a bit of a dangerous situation. I'm sure you've heard the expression of trying to catch a falling knife, and that is definitely the case here. It's very difficult to trade and identify these kind of moves because they're very powerful, very violent. The company itself finds itself in fundamental trouble, let's put it that way. So news impact the stock price quite significantly sometimes. So in this particular situation, what we're doing as a trading partnership or investment fund is we're waiting for the bottom that I just described. We will be waiting for the confirmation that the bottom is in, and then we'll be looking for various technical triggers to put us into the position in order to benefit from this increase that is going to be quite significant. So I hope you find this analysis helpful. If you want the actual time price targets associated with this stock, we do have a service. I'll leave the link in the description as well. You're welcome to come check it out. We offer a 30-day free trial. And we'll begin to, this is the second video in just as many weeks, but I'll try to start publishing at least one video a day, looking at the stock market, looking at individual stocks, currencies, commodities, etc. So it's going to be a very interesting time going forward. Thank you very much for your time. Have a wonderful day ahead, and we'll be back with another video next week. Bye-bye.